Islamic State think Jordan, the country, is too westernised and, in their opinion, not Muslim-y enough. Now, it's a technical term, look it up. So when a Jordanian pilot crashed in Syria earlier this year, he was taken hostage. Now, the arseholes that call themselves Islamic State then threatened to execute him unless Jordanian authorities released a jailed suicide bomber. And before you say anything, yes, a failed suicide bomber. This week, footage was released showing the Jordanian pilot being burnt alive in a cage at the hands of the utter gutter slime that call themselves Islamic State. Now, there's a reason I'm calling them this too. They call themselves Islamic State, but no other Muslim on the planet wants to be associated with them. Even Al-Qaeda don't want to be associated with them. Now, I don't know if you remember, they flew 2 planes into a building.
Well, I mean, not if you believe some of the videos on YouTube. I can't comment on it either way, but that's all I'm saying.
Phil Park said, is it OK to stop referring to IS as Islamic State and refer to them as SODs, or set of dicks? Yeah, see, I think this is the thing. Like, no one... They call themselves Islamic State, but no one else who's Muslim wants to be associated with them, and they don't want to use that name. Like, OK, ISIS stands for Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, but they also go by the name of ISIL, which stands for Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant. The whole thing has now been shortened to Islamic State, although the Arabic abbreviation is Daesh, but they don't like being called Daesh because it has become a slang term that means bigots who impose their vision on others. Oh, poor little Islamic State. You don't like being called names. We need to start ridiculing these pricks. We need to humiliate them. Do you know what I mean? Let's call them something else for a start. How about ISISI?
How old are you?
I don't...
Primary school? What else are you going to do? Steal their wagon wheel? Once we Chinese burn them, that'll fucking show up.
I thought we should egg them.
You should egg them.
See how much they give it the big one in the videos when they're covered in eggs and flour? Everyone looks a tit covered in eggs and flour.
I think this is the only thing we can do. We're over here, we're divorced from it, I don't know what we can do about it. They're trying to make us afraid, and the best way to deal with that is to just take the piss out of them. For example, OK, there was a dog called Isis on Downton Abbey, but it was written out of the script because of what's going on in the Middle East. I said, don't write him out, keep him. Make him do humiliating things. Oh, my goodness, man, what's Isis doing? Oh, I think he's being rogered by a British bulldog.
I get your point, but I would say that's a little unfair on the dog. Who didn't choose his own name. He's there going, I just used to have a good job, now I'm getting bummed by a bulldog. I don't even like ISIS, I'm apolitical, I'm a dog. I haven't got any far-right views.
Look, my point is, if we're less afraid of them and we can make them look more ridiculous, then we're winning. Because all of these videos and killings are designed to do 2 things, get recruits and get donations. The cooler they can make their videos look, the more money they get.
Donations?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, donations from people who want to send money and to the cause.
That's a tough job for a chugger, isn't it, How are you donating to ISIS on the... If your accountant's going through going, this direct debit looks very dodgy, doesn't it?
I can't imagine those in streets with clipboards would have much, like, I just have 10 minutes of your time. I'll talk to you about ISIS.
Well, see, this is why Boris Johnson last week described jihadis as porn-obsessed losers and said that they were literally wankers. Because you want to make it look less cool. I mean, and they're doing everything they can. They used CGI in the clip. Who's doing CGI in the desert? Do you know how hard it is to get sand out of a laptop? They even solicited via the internet for methods of executing the pilot using the hashtag suggest way to kill the Jordanian pig. Now, this prompted Ashley Hyde to ask, is it OK to use this hashtag, ISIS are a bunch of pussies who bully and torture innocent people? And then in brackets wrote, please read this out so they get just me. Really? Someone's just made themselves a martyr for our cause. See, I think you're onto something.
People do anything to get a tweet on TV, won't they?
I think you're onto something, though. I think tonight we want you to come up with a new name for ISIS that make them look like dicks, OK? Tweet them to us at the last leg, hashtag them, hashtag rename ISIS. For example, how about the Combined United Northern Territories of Syria? Oh, I just worked out what that stands for. I didn't realise what that...
Oh, I get it.
What does it stand for?
The
What does it stand for?
I can't work it out.
Wait there, I'll just...
What's it stand for, Adam?
I'll tell you later, Alex. I'll draw a diagram.
That is going to be the strangest green room after the show. People haven't seen it. Walk in, see you scribbling that for Alex.
I know, it's really hard to draw a picture of his face, too.
Jesus, Rex! I expected it from him, but we've got the legs!
Oh, my God, you haven't. That's what the whole show's about.
So they might refine it. They might be able to start to remove some of, you know, society's biggest evils: paedophilia, homicidal rage, supporting Arsenal. You know.
The Perpetual Virgins, My Little Jihadi. Daniel Evans said, how about we call them Peter Andre because they both hate Jordan equally.